Hi, in this video I want to show you how to find a PID number to attach in SourceLinker. If the left-hand side of the column is filled in but not the right-hand side of the column, this is where we want to take a look at it. So I found a record here that would be a good one to show for an example. So here in this record collection, there is a W.M. Mayotte who needs to be attached to the family tree. So here he is on the left-hand side, but not on the right-hand side. Now, I was practicing and looking for this person, so ignore this PID number right here. Assume that it's not there. Because this is in my history list. I was recently searching for him, and so anyway, ignore that that's there. And so how do we find this person, and if he already exists in the tree somewhere, or if we need to add him manually? So our first course of action is to go in and click on Family Tree and Find. I'm going to open this up in a new window so I can keep them side by side. So here we are looking for somebody in the tree, not in the records collection, but in the tree itself. We're wanting to find a PID number because we've already found a record. And so we are going to type in what we assume to be his full name. Here in the record, again, it's just WM and his last name, his surname. And we're going to click on More Options, and we are going to search for death. And because this is a cemetery record, this is his burial in 1904. So we want to look, let's expand our search parameters just a couple years back and forth from that, and we're going to search for Idaho. Again, this is a burial record, it's not a death record, but this will get us close and see if there's anybody out there that might match this. You can choose whether or not you want this to be an exact match or not. For this search, I wouldn't recommend it. So we're going to pull up all of these available people here, and this first one is a pretty good match. So his death was the 3rd of September, 1904, and here we have a burial for the 5th of September, 1904. So let's just pull up this image really quickly and see if there's any additional information that might be had. So these are, it's bare minimums as far as this specific source is concerned. There's a name and a date of when they were buried. So that doesn't help us corroborate any more information, but it would seem to indicate that this William Mayotte, whose death was, whose burial is 2 days after his listed death date over here in the tree, it's very possible. So if we open up this record, we can kind of take a look at some more information. There's already some sources, 2 sources, that say that his burial was in 1904 in Idaho, which this record indeed is. He was born in a different place and buried in Idaho within 2 days of the record in question. So I would go through here and make sure to look at each of these different records and see if they are, which one of these matches. If any of them do match, I'm going to, for the purposes of this video, assume that this one is a match. I'm not going to fully attach it yet, but we click on the PID number and we come back over here and we paste it in and click select. And now we have the right hand side populated with the person matching this record. And if we do enough due diligence and research to assume that this is the right person, then we would go ahead and attach and make this one green. And by doing so, we would then get, as we refreshed the record page, a pedigree icon here where it's now blank. So that's how the very basic process. All records are going to be a little bit different and have a little bit different nuance to them. This one was very specific for a death and burial record that we were searching for, but the process is fairly similar. You want to go to Family Tree and Find and try to scour the tree to see if there is anybody out there who matches this person and who this record could be attached to. So hopefully that was helpful. There's going to be further videos to explain more of the nuances of that search and how that would work. But that's the overall process of how to find a PID number when you don't have one and you're attaching a record.